And we're back with Kishithon, everyone. I hope you all are doing good. Coming up next right now, we have Hades 3 Weapons, ran by Lapras. Let's just go ahead and get this run started. Go ahead and take it away, Lapras.
Hi. Yes, I'm Trash Lapras. Running Hades 3 Weapons, and we're starting with Achilles.
And I'm Archelena on comms.
Just go ahead and jump into this.
One more time.
So, Hades is a roguelike, and with all roguelikes, there's a lot of RNG that they can never run, but for the sake of the marathon, Lapras did seed this hammer flurry jab for the Spear Achilles just to make the weapon more fun.
That's a pretty massive difference between
No use.
getting flurry jab and getting literally anything else.
You again.
Yep, so the first weapon we're running is the Spear, using the aspect of Achilles. How this aspect works is whenever Lapras throws her Spear and rushes to it, her next 4 attacks or casts get 150% damage bonus.
Come die again.
And the reason why Flurry Jab is so crucial on Achilles, and really any spear that can use it, is because instead of spinning, when you hold the attack button, you do this like rapid stab. So you see Lapras dash striking a lot, and when this will work with Flurry Jab, is that it'll be like a very rapid dash strike attack, dash strike attack, dash strike.
Real quick, not to interrupt. Whenever you get a chance, can you turn the game volume down a little more?
He's under the settings.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
You can do that in settings, or you can do it through OBS, whichever you prefer.
Let me know if that's good.
Look at this mess.
That's loud.
What are you hunting?
So, get back to this. We just did our first mini-boss of our first biome, Tartarus. Each biome has a set number of mini-bosses, and that was the Sneak. We used the summon, the Megara summon to really strip it of its armor and wrap it up real quick. And we picked up Artemis Attack, which is really good on Achilles because Artemis gives us the ability to crit on our attacks. And the way crits work in this game is that it's multiplicative. And when that goes with our Achilles bonus, we can do a lot of damage with the attack.
Yeah, and basically, if you're not familiar with Hades,
Spend it all in one place.
the game involves
How
going.
about some other boons instead?
Okay. But yeah, the game involves going through 4 different biomes to make it to the surface. First one, Tartarus. Try to get your rope together as much as you can to keep through everything else. And it's going pretty well so far.
Apart from that Hermes that Lapras rolled twice on and didn't really get anything of value, Hermes is really important to most weapons. But for Achilles, you either want to see plus dashes or more dash strikes, more mobility, and just all around more damage. And hopefully we get to see the other good combination of Hermes wins somewhere in this run.
The power of the gods.
Whenever you have a chance, another 10% on the volume would be perfect. Beautiful.
So I have a quick question for you guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
I noticed we are playing unmodded. Is there a particular reason why we play unmodded for 3 weapons over playing modded?
I think it's just fun. For those that don't know, modded, we do have modded categories in Hades, which kind of just remove a lot of the biggest things in RNG that you can have in the game. The biggest one is at the end of the run, where you can just not find what you need to fight the last boss. It's like a 50% chance. We'll probably see it when I don't get it later. But yeah, we remove a lot of those things, stuff that's just like straight up time loss, like cutscenes on some mini bosses. Yeah, no, I just also enjoy unmodded. It adds a little bit more variety sometimes.
Sulfur smell.
It's fun for the marathon to show off like the base game.
Yeah. Most of the categories I play in Hades, back when I played in Hades, which is how I happen to know Archelena and Trash Lapras. I always played unmodded. I actually, the only time I ever modded my game was I used the Infinity D once for a marathon, just to make sure I did not lose the run.
Hopefully I won't get that one. Okay, so we didn't get anything particularly good out of Hermes. Hyper Sprint is nice because it's movement. Movement is just, you know, lifetime save no matter what. But it's not going to do anything for damage.
Yeah, we want to see Hyper Sprint as our first Hermes because there's another boon that combos really well with it. But since that was our second Hermes, Lapras was looking for plus damage because you generally only get 2 Hermes in a run. You can get a third one in the final biome, but that's not guaranteed. Here, let me see it show up there.
Moving on.
So let's see if we get one of the bad mini bosses. We do.
Barge Queen.
So this is the Barge of Death. It's basically just an auto-scroller with some enemies. Has a long cutscene at the beginning. So this is one of the things that gets removed and modded.
Yeah, it's probably the worst mini boss to see in the whole game. It's basically just a regular chamber, but you also have a cutscene at the front of it. And in general, you take many bosses because they're faster than regular chambers. Usually it's just one big enemy. You can just use a summon, kill it really quickly. But for the barge, it's regular room and it's slow.
That was pretty good barge as far as barges go. Lapras does have the Poseidon Boom Breaking Wave, so whenever she knocks an enemy into a wall, there's like a explosion of water, which can also knock them into the walls again and do this corruption ball effect. So on weapons where you're dashing a lot, like Achilles, Breaking Wave is really good at clearing up and where there are walls.
We didn't mention, but the starting heat tip that we took was for Titan so that we could see him as our first boon and take the title dash, because it's just really strong. Probably the best boon in the game on its own.
For speedrunning.
Yeah, for speedrunning. And then it also has a lot that you combo with it, like Breaking Wave and Razor Shoulder. The one that people get that just overall adds a lot.
I know you missed me, Lerny, and I missed you
We're
too.
moving on to the second boss of the run, Lerny. For those who play the game casually, you may notice that this room looks a little different from the base version of the fight. So we use the packed option 3 measures 2, which changes the room to this smaller room where the little Hydra heads are grouped up. And that just makes this fight quicker. So the base fight room is very big. It does come at the cost of, making this fight a little bit more difficult. There's all this lava. There's what the community unaffectionately calls the Lerny tax, where it's very common to lose Death Defiance in this fight. Lapras barely took any damage there.
Yeah, let me fight. There. You get a lot of different combinations of Lerny's heads. Some of them better than others.
Moving on to the infamous third biome Elysium, Lapras did get this item, the Light of Ixion, which makes a Chaos Gate and next room go up. Chaos Gates are effectively free rooms, that's the important part, but they also offer these powerful bonuses at the expense of some number of chambers where you get this curse. So for the next 3 or 4 rooms, Lapras can't get any money.
Some of the curses are always better than others. Sometimes you get forced into taking something like more enemies, or being unable to see your rewards, lead to a lot of time loss. No money's fine, because we don't really need to buy anything from shop, and I have a little bit on cases.
Pleasure doing business.
So Lapras is looking for a... Well, first off, here's another mini-boss that gets removed and modded. Asterius the Bull. Asterius is, in addition to just being slower than the other mini-boss, has some jankiness with the cutscene. So, you just remove him and mod it to Just to avoid anything like that.
Not super common. It does happen where they'll just stand there in the corner of the room
God, you
and
Asterius.
disappear.
Lady Artemis.
Oh, it's good. But Lapras is also looking for a duo boon, which basically combines the power of two gods into a powerful boon between Artemis and Hercules. Hunter's Mark is also really good, because whenever Lapras crits on an enemy, it applies a status to another enemy, which increases the crit chance. So you can kind of just chain crits.
Olympus, I accept this message.
So one of the notorious things about Elysium are the wide range in enemies you can get, and how sharing a room works in this game is that each enemy has like a set point value, and you have to hit a certain point value to finish the room. Elysium has very good enemies, very bad enemies. There was one, I think it was an archer or swordsman. Basically these blue skeleton fellas that you have to basically kill twice. Not too many of them, thankfully.
There's one. A couple of them are alright. This is one of the better ones. I think it's worth a lot of points, especially with not armored, especially if they carry They're really bad enemies. They will just spawn forever and ever. Not much you can do about it. You can only kill them so fast. You're waiting on spawns a lot of them.
Yeah, there is a bit of jankiness with the, they're called Exalted, or Lumen as we call them, where they don't register as dead for a couple seconds after you kill them. So there are some strategies where you can like kill them in a certain order, to like buy yourself time while other things spawn and waiting for the Lumen to register as dead. In general, you just hope to not see them.
Still haven't gotten a few looks at
You!
Slicing Shot, not really the best on its own.
Meg.
I really want that one.
Yeah, Achilles is very good at moving through rooms and cleaning up weaker enemies, just because you're constantly zipping around and getting that buff and killing enemies real quick. It does tend to struggle a bit more with bosses compared to some of the more powerful weapons. Hunting Blades basically allows the Slicing Shot to lock in, do a bunch of damage.
So, stood the finest of Elysium.
Cut through Elysium. They want that.
Now going into the last biome here. This gives us the Call of Dad. Just boosts all your damage entirely by 100%, I think.
Yeah, for the short duration then.
Here goes.
And it also does a little bit to help manipulate the AI in the final fight. You use it well.
So we're really getting to see the effects of Breaking Wave and sticks, because the rooms are so small. Lapras can just knock enemies to the wall and then chain reaction.
Megara.
So as Lapras alluded to earlier, here in Styx, we're looking for an item called the Satyr Sack, which has slightly more than a 50% chance to show up in your second tunnel. And if you don't get it in the second tunnel, you have to do more tunnels until you get the Satyr Sack. We're trying to get past Good Boy Cerberus, because no way we're fighting the Good Boy. We just feed him. Give him a snack.
No way.
Thanks, Sherry. Don't mind
Carrot.
have a bit of a silly setup with it.
Trapped already.
Sometimes I'll
Olympus,
push.
I accept this message.
We did get what we call the 2-sack.
Yeah, that was about as fast as good as it. And now we're off to Gargad.
Spoilers. Final boss of Hades. It's Hades.
This is
Been waiting long?
most complicated thing. It should be pretty simple, but this is a dangerous weapon that you're constantly attacking, and what happens when you're attacking is you don't get iframes on your dash. So Achilles is attacking so much,
Rest your strength.
end up taking a lot of damage.
Charge.
That's unlucky. So, Lapras used the Dad Call. How Dad Call works is it forces all enemies to repeat their previous action. So, as we can see, Dad did go invisible twice. Wow, unlucky there. Where you just have to wait for him to show up again. But you can manipulate his AI if he does like a slow animation attack, or a long one with the spin. Force him to repeat it, buying you more time to phase him before teleports.
Finished.
Second phase, generally easier to deal with because you don't have to manage the ads.
This is for your own good.
I'm gonna wrap up the first weapon in a second right here. This is what we were talking about where Achilles really struggles with bosses sometimes if you don't have a build. Lapras didn't have any good Hermes, didn't have hunting blades.
Cannot
A
remain.
little extra backstab. He kept putting his back to the wall.
That's our first
The
weapon.
name of someone very sore right now.
Gonna
Can't do that.
do a quick detour through the house. And in modded, we don't have to sit through these cutscenes because there are
So it is with
a range of how good
one
cutscenes.
upon the surface.
Some are really
Treating it
bad.
as a familiar
I
friend.
think the worst one's about 15 seconds slower than the next bad one, and that one's still bad. So we just get rid of the cutscene and modded, immediately die, and go back to the house. Lapras is gonna go to the mirror here to change her pet or her mirror. There's different weapons prefer different setups. Achilles, to make up for that lack of boss damage, likes the backstab damage. But in general, most weapons use the fiery presence, where your first hitting an undamaged enemy does more damage. Oh. Okay, let's go. So we're moving on to our second weapon, the Hera bow. So Hera has a few hammers that are pretty good. The one that Lapras got, Charge Volley, is more of a meme, but can be good and under the right circumstances. So first off with Hera, the way Hera works is you can see Lapras is loading her cast into her bow, and when she shoots, it releases the cast. And the reason we use Aphrodite cast, which Lapras just got, is that Aphrodite cast will explode right where the arrow lands and won't go flying off of it. So you're basically getting like this
Delicious. Not yet.
sniper, floaty sniper.
Yeah. Have a long-range bomb at the end of your arrow. Normally, Afrocast is very short range,
Lady
but
Demeter.
high damage.
How about
Got Demeter, which is one of the gods we want to see, because since you're loading your cast into this very high powerful arrow, you sometimes struggle with AoE, and Demeter has a boon that will help. And as a cast weapon, we like seeing cast upgrade, so this Chaos Curse will give Lapras an extra cast once she's dealt with the curse and exploding bombs that are occurring on
Why not?
So
That's the stuff.
it's one of the good, usable Hermes boons for Hera.
You and me.
Since we rely so much on that cast, quick reload just speeds up the time it takes for the cast to get removed from the enemy.
It's no use.
Baby player can be fun on the crowd, by the way. Not good. Not very good. We already have one main thing. And every time you get Chrono Bonker, guaranteed to get a bunch of notes.
So it feels.
My Chaos Boom evolved a new
So this
effect.
is our first story room of the run. They're effectively free rooms with some bonuses. So Boulder Man, aka Sisyphus, gives us really it's just healing or money.
Yeah, always nice to see, especially in Tartarus. You don't have a lot of time to build up money, to get things you want to buy in shops. But,
Back to
I greet you, cousin.
get to find ashes. Good safety. Back to this stage of the loop.
I didn't keep you waiting,
Boss of
ladies.
first biome.
He's ready.
Gonna be doing this for every run. Here, okay, get to see Charge Volley. Basically, as the name implies, you get the Charger special. Very niche when this is actually good. But, you know, it can be.
can be.
Basically, you want to use it when you don't have your cast available. So when you have quick reload, its
Well, Father.
usage is
Let's see.
minimal.
Okay.
Damage something. Definitely worse than other hammers. There's hard to call it a debate nowadays. It is so
Ask for that.
swung in one direction. Between flurry shot and triple shot. The Lapras is a proud team triple.
It's hard to control at times. Triple just good. But neither.
We did get another chaos that's gonna give Lapras another cast in 2 chambers.
Olympus, I accept this message. Let's see what
Another
else.
boon that we're looking here is,
Much better.
which we didn't see. The way boons work in Hades is you have your core boons, which you can left, your attack, special, cast, damage. Fault's also there, but we can count. And those kind of have priority. Then you have other boons from other gods. You just, different things. Those are not prioritized at all, so they can be a little bit hard to find. The one we're looking for is Snowburst. Kind of just gives you an AoE every time you look your cast, and figure out where we're casting them. Be good? We have another chance to see it here. No power.
Nice setup for this mini boss where you can hit all the witches with your mag and clean up the room real quick. But you can see just how much faster that was compared to the barge. There we go. Yes.
That's it. And there is like slight ways to play around the RNG.
Who's next?
Barry noticed in chat that I didn't take an epic attack on the first Demeter, and the reason for that is just because take Demeter's attack, it'll open up other effect boons, which makes it overall less likely you'll get the boon you want.
But also, if you fill all your cores, then core boons can't take priority to.
Always hits the spot.
That's one extra slot. So there's some juggling of RNG involved. And when you're playing real time, you have to make these split-second
We always fight
decisions.
like this, Lerny.
Don't want to spend time thinking. That is one of the key differences between RTA and IGT. Hades has 2 large different leaderboards for IGT and RTA. Some avid IGT players, some avid RTA players. IGT, you can take as much time, pause, think, strategize. because the timer doesn't run once the game's paused or while you're in menus. RTA, you just go and you try to make decisions as quickly as possible without
your net went.
well, making the best decision.
Generally, a fast decision's better than the best decision. But a really bad decision. Any of them.
Take me up.
Lapras took a keepsake here called the Bone Hourglass, which increases the duration of items we buy from the well. Since Hera is a cast weapon, we really like two particular items. The Braid, which increases our cast damage, and the Stuff. Yes. And we always like to see Light of Ixians from both. And at this point, our build's really complete. We want palms pretty much just to keep making our cast stronger. But at this point, really, we're looking for a second hammer that does something. Wall items, or palms. You can see how worse I work here, where you load a cast, you get that explosion, and it destroys one of those.
The power of the gods.
A little unlucky. Maybe that's not storm block.
I could use this.
Oop. Pull two.
Still unlucky with
No.
Not yet.
Was using Meg on phase 2 here. Okay, maybe not.
I just forgot.
Well done. I yield.
And get barged. So.
Got you, bullman. In the name of Hades.
Here's another story room. Proclus.
Hello, lad. Achilles.
Very good to get in Elysium because
Not here to fight you, lad.
Elysium rooms can be very long. You really want skips in them.
Great shields.
I work here too. It's great for cleaning up the eyeballs after fun. Nice.
My bow grows stronger.
I only have 65 max health. What is that?
So, fountains just have a random chance of appearing. In modded, we have these indicators to show which rooms fountains are. Oh, no modded. Here you get a fountain here, just like. As the name implies, triple shot. Shoots 3 arrows. It's good supplemental damage. Bit of a rough room here. Bro, not the worst Elysium for a bowl. It's very helpful.
Yeah, and we're just taking hyper sprint for some nice movement.
Mysterious. Other guy.
After.
Meg, help.
One thing to note is that if you get Asterius as your mini boss, he does show up here with less HP. You know, a nice consolation from the fight him twice.
It was a really good fight, considering it was not like anything special.
Only level 6 cast, you do have 5 cast, but no way to make them like a common crowd
I
flow.
can do this again.
The way Hades works, there's additive damage. Most things are added. Oh, right. About 10.
I've reached the
So
surface.
kind of just doing base number. Everything.
Let's see here.
Play the coin flip game again. Turn sticks.
No use.
hoping to get some better rooms, better enemies in these tunnels. There is still a little bit of variance in enemies, these little rats.
Not now.
Sometimes you just get rooms with little rats and they just take forever. You usually see just 1, 2 big enemies and kill them real quick.
Satyrs.
Take it away.
Extra
So
blessing.
far the rats are being kind. Oh, there we go. You can see here.
There's the rats.
Yeah. They take a while. I'm lucky with these balls.
Yeah, they're just...
No way.
Hey, do that. Okay.
Ready. Olympus, I accept this message. Much better.
This has finally picked up an attack ruin. Won't do that much, but damage is damage.
The main reason why I prefer triple shot over flurry is, you know, it's just good damage, but it's not that good damage if you don't have an attack bone.
But it's 3 arrows to apply hangover.
Like two damage.
I'm here, Father. Come on.
Already?
Now we're back in the death fight. There's a really neat
Megara.
Really, Zachary.
bug with Terra that can let you basically get your cast back immediately. Where, depending on if the enemy is close enough to the wall and you can hit at the right angle, hopefully we can get this.
If not, we already have quick reload, so these casts aren't too long to come out, but it is cool to see.
Got you.
A little one.
You truly dare.
Can't do that.
There we go.
You can't see it too much, but there was one volley of like 3 casts that immediately popped out. With all our damage, we want to get those casts.
You.
Oh, the hangover killed him. Hangover killed him.
You
Totally worth
win,
it.
boy.
Yeah, that was a solid Terra run.
Mm-hmm.
Too bad happened there.
In my father's name. It's no use.
Just then, carefree running under
One of the better cutscenes.
runs headlong into a thick and deadly wall of stone,
Next up,
to look like
we're
the way
going to
out.
be run with Estia.
Oh no!
This is my personal favorite aspect. A lot of people call it like the sniper aspect. Reload and then shoot a shot that does big
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, you have, especially in 3 weapons, but also just in other categories, there's a lot of player preference that goes into picking your weapons. Estia is quite the dark horse, but it is the less popular rail in general. But it's like widely known that it's a good weapon. People just tend to prefer playing Eris.
Darkness. Each available
It's kind of hard. You have to push a lot of buttons.
A certain rhythm. Get the reload, dash, shoot,
Darkness will
special
indeed.
2, throw some cast, reload.
Reloading. Let's make some waves, right?
Got 1 shot, did like 300 damage. That's how Estia works. Shoot, you reload, you go for special. That's a minute.
No use.
Very good in the early game.
You really want some attack damage, or maybe special damage out of Chaos here.
I'd like to see more options.
But that's some good dash strike this time.
Yeah,
Of course.
Nervious and Pat. There's also one of the big Estia players.
You found me, Artemis.
Keep a shot.
Hestia is like known to be one of the more consistent aspects, and it's really good for unmodded. Because you can run with a lot of hammers, not like Achilles, where you need a specific one. It definitely has the best cleanup still. You still want rocket bomb, the cluster bombs or cluster rockets, which would be nice if we can get them. It's just very unlikely, but Hestia can roll with a lot.
I'll take it.
Like targeting.
This one's pretty good. Yeah. Not as good on Eris. Eris already has some built-in damage scaling. Eris really only likes a couple hammers. Because Hestia's numbers, its base numbers are so high. Targeting is... It's a good secondary, tertiary.
Yeah, I'd say it's like secondary.
Thank you, mate.
Especially good if...
Ready, lads?
Yeah, reduced move speed, so there is consistent setups for mini bosses to use Meg, but because Lapras had reduced move speed from the Chaos, she wasn't able to get in position in time. Finally, Meg.
We just got a $10 donation from Lord Stephanon. Thank you for that. Again, it's all going towards helping our good friend Kishi. And again, this is Kishithon. We are watching Hades 3 weapon right now. I just wanted to say again, thank you all for donating, and please keep them coming in.
God's given me strength.
The hammer I got is like 100 dollars to the face, and it would be 30% more damage. So what I really want now, extra sources of damage, like a call, other thing, just so that all of those amplified.
Cheers, mate.
Got anything else?
Not being kind.
This is for you.
Alright.
Not that one. That call is bad. Hopefully I can sell this, but not exactly great either.
Lapras will probably be taking the Jackal Keepsake, which boosts the amount of damage attack, cast, and special do if they don't have a boon powering them up. So Ares was technically damaged in the fight, but if Lapras is using Jackal, she's missing out on 100% damage on it.
Not now.
That means she can't sell the special. Could happen, unfortunately.
I'll just be a
I think the
moment,
Ares
father.
actually...
Uh-oh.
What about these?
Uh-oh. That's unfortunate.
Okay. Well, that means you get punished.
Game is not being kind. Ultimately, it's a roguelike. You roll with the beats.
Not up here.
The Ares will do.
Ready for me.
You can see here, Lapras is still one-shotting enemies because of that shackle.
Ah. Now what?
And in RTA,
Let's get out of
it's another nice way to save time because you don't have to pick up boons if Shackle is making up for that damage. Lucy is always great to see.
See you.
Brock.
Someone's like deliberately letting the Doom proc now. And it is doing something.
Recharge already. Coin for Charon. What's for sale?
Can get. Asphodel is notorious for letting you miss your mid shops. Basically, you get one mid shop every biome, one chance at it, and as soon as it shows up, you don't get that chance again. But sometimes it does not show up.
Olympus, I accept this.
Kill without using your back.
Going in.
Oh, Doom Palm.
Oh. Okay.
In the name of Hades.
Okay. Boss damage, I guess.
Not great. Trade-off you get with chaos. Still a skip. Love skips, but sometimes you just
Can't.
don't get anything. Or you get things that come at too big of a cost.
Yeah, this one, I took trap damage, which can be really dangerous in Asphodel. It's all the lava, but... Late save. That great.
Get back.
Keep getting blocked, I learned. Yeah, the occasional pressure point scripts are really nice, and targeting does boost our attack special and our dash. And our doom.
Yeah, you can sell it?
Definitely, if it's there.
Oh no.
It's the doom run.
That's it for Asphodel.
Classic marathon moment.
I remember what I had. My attack's like, I got that one chaos attack boon. My attack's doing a lot of damage, so I probably want, yeah, either like Ricochet or Rocket's still nice.
No.
Traps and leads into a lot of damage.
Rocket's so good. Try to get something like Hyper Sprint damage.
Rocket's a little weird with targeting, because with targeting you have like the aiming circle, and like, oh, it's clear, that's where you're targeting, and then you have the special. But with Rocket, it's like the enemy that the rocket is flying to gets the debuff. The slow spawn in effect there. Call them trickles.
Should come in.
Tears. Take a while after you kill them for the next wave to come in. Oh, let's go. Butterfly ball.
Mother of all soul catchers.
You can see how much faster that was than Asterios.
That's
Butterflies.
literally, I want to say it's like something minimum.
Might of the sea.
And
Show up. He's waiting for you. You already saw trial, so he is waiting for you.
yeah, that's what standing up.
Just another thing in the modded, where play, Thanatos might show up. Great for ITT because you can skip. Maybe turns off the timer. But in RTA, you have to kill a lot more enemies. In modded, there's two different configurations for RTA and IGT. RTA, Than can't show up. That's something. Wrong.
Let's see, this is the last chance for Than. Oh, no Than. It's been a long time since I've had a 0 Than run and stuff like that.
Not bad, unmodded.
Still get my attack.
Set.
Other luck hasn't been fine.
Good enough to eat. Must have slept. That's a relief.
About
It is I.
One neat thing about targeting system is that it's damage dealt to enemies. So the Meg also gets the damage increase. They've been targeted.
Pretty decent run.
I guess I win this round. Should be another such performance soon.
Go on and try.
No.
We're sticking with the Doom special the entire time.
One more sack machine lottery. Always live in fear of the 2 sack, or the 5 sack, which has like a 2% chance.
It's no use.
There is an anvil. Check. I could do. Because I could get cluster.
No way.
Boom clockies?
I think that would just be worse. Like flat out.
Probably, yeah. 30% that damage.
But it would be fun. It's definitely the incorrect choice.
It's one of their layers. Get out of here.
I could.
Gotta find something for Cerberus. Can't do that.
We need to get the sack. If we get 3-2 sack.
Not now.
Oh, let's go.
Hey, we're safe sack already.
Might as well just take modded.
See God's might. Time to deliver the goods.
Oh.
We did not get.
Losing Rocket's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's when you don't have a special that's doing a lot of damage. Rocket's not the greatest thing. Because like the main benefit of Rocket is it does a little bit more base damage. Does
Perhaps
it's a lot faster. So if we miss, it's just a special. It's not doing much for us anyway.
to assist Megara.
And it's also a Doom special, so it's not increasing based on our base damage either.
Darkness.
Here we don't have Dad Call, so we are at the mercy of Dad using his darkness.
That would
Can't do anything about insta darknesses because you need him to do a move or repeat a move. But if he immediately just goes to the darkness,
Finished.
well, nothing you can do.
I shall not fall to you again.
and the terrible dash.
Blasted little.
Yeah, I see a okay plus dashes. It is more dash damage. Health time.
That's fine. Yeah, so that's 3 left.
See
4804.
at home.
3 sub 15s and high 15.
In the name of
For
Hades.
no reset marathon.
Yeah, it was like a really good run. We didn't get to show off all of the bad things that it could do.
GG, guys. Yeah, that was a good run. I think the final time was a 47 something, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, at least when you said time, the timer was still on like 47 4x or 5x, something like that.
Started and ended it. Okay. Yeah. Low 40, low 48, high 47 is pretty good for no reset. Yeah. Take that any day.
Chris is our unmodded 3 weapons record holder.
Well, before we move on to the next run, We do have one quick $20 donation from Miyu that says $4.50 blaze it. Thank you for the donation. Looks like coming up, looks like coming up next we have After Image Any Percent, which will be ran by Archelena. So don't go anywhere, stick around. We'll get to that run very shortly, and also keep those donations rolling in. And we'll be right back with you all shortly. Thanks.
Ciao.
How's everybody doing today? Just as a reminder for those of you who are just tuning in, this is Kishithon. We are raising money for our good friend Kishi. Every donation goes towards helping her out, and obviously that's a great cause. So please be keeping those rolling in. That being said, we got a lot of great runs coming up. Just to confirm, though, are you all able to hear me? Most excellent indeed. Anyway, like I said, we got some pretty great runs coming up. Coming up next, we have After Image Any Percent by Archelena. Throughout the rest of the night, let's see what we got here. We have, looks like Arto and Near Automata, which that'll be pretty cool. Tomorrow, though, I will be joining you all right at the beginning of the day for Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. Very cool speed run. Looks like we have Hollow Knight again. So if you want more Hollow Knight per Hollow Knight, this is your chance. Let's see. We got Pokemon Red, Mario Sunshine, Mario 64, Wheel of Fortune. Now that is a game I want to be around to see. I mean, you can't go wrong with Wheel of Fortune, you know. Also, what's up, chat? What's up, Potato? How's everybody doing? I haven't seen a Paper Mario Thousand-Year Door run in a long time, since the whole constant ticking thing was going on. I don't know if that's still a thing or not. I hope it is, because that'll surely be not annoying in the slightest. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, there was a glitch in the game. I forget the whole specifics of it, but there's a clock ticking down noise that ends up getting stuck on the game for most of the run, so you just hear a constant tick, 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 for like the whole thing. It's fabulous. Mentioned earlier, seeing Amma doing 70 star. Amma's quite good at Mario 64, but more specifically, he always says that he's never going to submit it again, and he always does. I find that funny. We are quite a bit ahead of schedule, which is a good thing. Just to let you all know, we are going to get started on the next run right at the top of the hour. At least that is what I heard last. So just don't click away and stay tuned. And yeah, we'll be getting started right at the top of the hour with After Image Any Percent.
Strains his eyes to look out the window into the dark. The sky is a deep black, but is filled with small white points that illuminate the ground below. His eyes adjust to reveal the camp surrounded by a perimeter of large rocks. He sees the tree ball field back in the middle of the campgrounds. All 6 of his friends playing together without him. He hypnotically stares out the window as the uneasiness completes inside his underground ocean.
You laugh, but that's literally what Amma does. Amma's you can watch him like do D-Rush streams, and he's like, I can't wait to get this run over with. I'm never doing this again. And then like as soon as a marathon opportunity comes up, he's like, I'm submitting Mario. It never happens. It never. It's like ever. Also, I like that, the Laplina block. That's definitely what this is. Just for some perspective, both runners are using the same PC, which does make easier for setup, but also just kind of fascinating. Looks like we're about to get started though, so don't click away. We're going to get started with After Image Any %. Let's get right into it.